What's the best mistake of your life? Falling in love with Vanessa was the greatest and worst thing that ever happened to me. She came into my life fast. I was a quiet musician playing weekly sets at a bar near my apartment. She showed up with her friends one night, made a joke about my beard, then kissed me in the parking lot like she'd known me for years. She was electric, the kind of person who made you feel like life just cracked open a little. I was hooked. We moved in together in under 3 months. She got pregnant at 6. We got married just before our son Caleb was born, and for a minute, everything felt perfect. I remember holding Caleb in the hospital thinking I made something good, but almost overnight things shifted. Vanessa started picking fights over nothing. She'd insult my music, tell me I needed to grow up, stop dreaming. Slowly, my friends stopped calling. My family kept their distance. She always found a reason to keep them away, and I let her. I thought I could fix it. The night she left, we had a bad argument. I told her I wanted a divorce. She didn't scream. She just stared at me, packed a bag, and left. I didn't realize Caleb was gone until an hour later. I thought she'd cool off and come back. She never did. I called everyone. Her parents, friends, hospitals, shelters, filed a report, hired a PI, posted online. Nothing. A year passed, then 2. The cops said she might have changed her name or left the country. I lost everything chasing her. My savings, my will to keep going. I stopped playing music, stopped answering calls. I moved away and opened a tiny bookstore in a town no one ever visits. I barely existed. 12 years went by like fog. One rainy Thursday, a teenage boy walked in. He was soaking wet and had this sharp, suspicious look. He asked if I was Daniel. I said, yeah. He stared at me for a long time. Then he said, you're my dad. It was Caleb. He said Vanessa told him I was a junkie, said I abandoned them when he was a baby. But a few weeks ago, he found a box in her closet with letters I wrote. Most were unopened. One had the address to the bookstore on it. That's how he found me. He didn't hug me. He didn't cry. He just stood there with all this hurt in his eyes like he didn't know if he wanted to scream or run. I offered him tea and he sat down like it was all mechanical. We talked for a while. He asked questions with this flat tone like he was afraid to care too much. He came back the next day, then the next. Some days he was angry. Some days he was curious. He didn't trust me, not really, but he kept showing up. A few weeks in, I showed him a folder with everything I kept. The missing persons report, court papers, my old letters. I told him the truth. Every time he looked at a piece of paper, I saw his walls shift just a little. Then Vanessa found out. She showed up at his school and screamed at him in front of everyone. Told him I brainwashed him, that I forged everything. He called me crying that night. I had never heard him cry before. She threatened me with legal action the next day, said I was spreading lies. Then she filed a defamation suit and tried to get full control of Caleb again. The courtroom stuff was brutal. Every part of my life was pulled apart. She tried to make me look like a delusional, obsessed man clinging to a fantasy. But the truth came out. Her lies didn't hold. The letters proved her wrong. So did the PI's reports and the fact that she'd faked mental health evaluations to block my custody years ago. I watched Caleb's face during all of it. He didn't cry, but I could tell something inside him cracked open. After the hearing, we sat in the hallway outside the courthouse for what felt like hours. He didn't say anything for a long time. Then he looked at me and said, I want to stay with you. That night, he slept on the couch. We didn't talk much, but I made pancakes in the morning and he asked if I still had my guitar. I said I did. He nodded like that meant something. We didn't jump into being father and son. We just existed, side by side, bit by bit. The first time he called me dad, it wasn't dramatic. We were walking to the corner store and he said, Dad, do you want anything? I had to pretend my eyes weren't stinging. That moment made everything worth it.